been pushing to that dirt work. Touches on your back work. Ain't no fit in my veins, ain't no doubt in my brain. Cause I put my trust in God, so I'm going out to them highways to show our people their sins. We ain't holding back, we going in. Magnifying your laws with a forehead made of flint. Cause Israel's rebellious, 2/3 you reprobates will burn. But I pray that you do all turn from all your sins that you did in your life. Lord willing, you all repent. If you don't, say the Peter chapter 3 verse 10, what you gonna get? I ain't playing no games and now I ain't got nothing better to do. Tell me what is better than this, to fulfill the word and spread the truth.
Yes, sir. What did you say your name is again? Stephen, what's going on, brother? Well, so guess what, brother? You said you've been doing research, right? You've been looking for the knowledge of God, right? Okay, so did you know the knowledge of God is in this Bible? Give me that Malachi 2:7 real quick.
Bring it out, bring it out.
Yeah, they did, but guess what? Say again? Book of Enoch is not part of the Bible, brother. That's not part of the Bible. That's not part of the Bible. All right, brother, understand that. But read, listen up, pay attention, Stephen.
The book of Malachi, chapter 2 and verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
So what are the priests supposed to have?
And they should keep knowledge.
Should keep knowledge. The priest is supposed to keep knowledge. You're searching for the knowledge of God, right? So this is talking about, is this talking about the knowledge of the world? No, it's talking about the knowledge of God. It's in the Bible, right? So the priest should keep the knowledge, read.
And they should seek the law at his mouth.
They should seek what?
They should seek the law at his mouth.
So the people are supposed to seek the law at the priest's mouth. This is how you're going to be able to know if he's a false prophet or not. Is he keeping the, is he teaching the law? All right. So guess what? So now you said you found out you an Israelite, right? Give me Deuteronomy 10 and 12.
Bring it out.
Give me Deuteronomy 10 and 12. What you got, brother? Some candy? Oh, okay. I hope you're not stocking up for Halloween. All right, read this. Listen up, bro.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12.
What's your name, bro? Keandre. I'm Uel. Read.
And now, Israel, what does the Lord thy God require of thee?
Who?
The Lord
Israel.
Israel.
So, and now Israel, you know you Israel, right? You know you Israel? So now Israel, read.
What does the Lord thy God require of thee?
So what does God require of us? What does God want us to do? What does he command us to do? Read.
But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways.
So in order to fear God, you have to walk in all his ways. Because why? You're going to fear his judgment. You're going to fear the destruction. Read.
And to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Verse 13, to keep the commandment.
Y'all hear that? This is how you begin to serve him. This is how you begin to walk after him. This is how you begin to fear him. To keep the commandments, right? So now, today is the Sabbath day. Did you know that? Did you know that? No, you didn't? Give me that in Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. Today, y'all ever been in church? Y'all ever been in church? What have they been teaching you in church? You don't know what day the Sabbath day is? They don't teach nothing because guess what? Guess what? Because the priest's lips do not keep knowledge. They don't teach you the laws of God. So guess what? We're going to teach you the laws of God. Read.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day.
God says, remember the Sabbath day. That's a commandment. Remember it. Why? Because he knew we would forget. Why? Because we done fell away. We fell away from our heritage. Read.
To keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor.
So God says, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. This is how you begin to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou do all thy labor. So guess what? You're going to count 6 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But watch this. Read.
And do all thy work. But the seventh day.
What?
But the seventh day.
The seventh day. What day is the seventh day of the week?
Bring it out.
The seventh day of the week. You got Saturday. Saturday. You thought it was Sunday? Look at your calendar. Look at your calendar. Somebody got a calendar for the brother? Do you know that the first day of the week starts on Sunday? So it starts on Sunday. That's one. Monday, 2. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday is the 7th day of the week.
Yes, right.
Saturday is the 7th of the week.
Bring it out.
What you got? Give me that definition. Let's look up the definition for Saturday. What you got? Saturday or Sunday first? Do Sunday. This is in a dictionary right here. This in what kind of dictionary is it? American the Halton Mifflin Dictionary. Let's read.
The definition of Sunday, the first day of the week.
Brother, there you go right there. The Bible says prove all things. We just proved it to you. We're not just talking out of our we're not giving you lies. Read.
The definition of Saturday, the 7th day of the week.
The 7th day of the week. So why have they set up these churches for you to go to church on Sunday instead of Saturday? Because it's not of the Lord. So let's read what the Lord says about his Sabbath day. Read it again on the 7th day.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
God says the 7th day is my Sabbath. That's what God says. The 7th day. Read.
In it thou shalt not do any work.
Read it right.
In it thou shalt not do any work.
On the 7th day, you're not supposed to be working. All these businesses are supposed to be shut down.
That's right.
There's there to be no work on Saturday, on the Lord's day, on the Sabbath day. Read.
Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant.
So you know what a man and maidservant is? That's somebody who works for you. So they're supposed to have a day off. There's no work on the Sabbath day. So let's find out what else you're not supposed to do on the Sabbath day. Give me Exodus chapter 35 and start at verse 3. You know, just give me 3. We already went over no working. So read that.
Bring it out.
The book of Exodus, chapter 35 and verse 3.
Pay attention, brothers. Pay attention, because we're going over the laws. This is what's going to get you the kingdom, by keeping the laws of God. Read.
Right.
Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitation.
So what is that going into? It says, you shall kindle no fire throughout your habitation. What is that going into? That's going into cooking. Give me Exodus 16 and 23. Exodus 16 and 23. We're not supposed to be cooking on the Sabbath day. All right? So let's get some understanding. Because this is a law. This is what we must do in order to clean up our communities. Read.
The book of Exodus, chapter 16 and verse 23. And he said unto me, that which the Lord has said, tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath.
So God says, they were in the wilderness. He said, tomorrow is the Sabbath, is the Lord of rest. Read that again.
And he said unto me, and he said unto them, this is that which the Lord has said.
This is what God said. Read.
Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath.
So tomorrow is the Sabbath. What was he telling them? Read.
Unto the Lord, bake that which ye will bake today.
So he said, bake what you're going to bake today, because tomorrow is the Sabbath day. Why? Because there's no cooking on the Sabbath. Bake what you're going to bake today. Read.
And seeth that ye will see it.
And seed that which you will seed. Seed means to boil. You ever seen somebody boil something? That's seething. So he said, bake what you're going to bake and seed, boil what you're going to boil today, because tomorrow is the Sabbath day. And you shall kindle no fire upon the Sabbath day. You understand? Y'all brothers understand? So there's not to be any working. There's not to be any cooking on the Sabbath day. So here's where our people get simple. They say, well, if there's no cooking on the Sabbath, we can't eat. Really? So do they not have sandwiches? Can't you not eat fruit, vegetables, salads, cereal? You see what I mean? You can still eat. It's just you're not supposed to cook. You can't warm nothing up. You understand that? You brothers understand that? So now, give me Nehemiah chapter 10 and verse 31, because we're gonna. I'm edifying you on what the laws of God. You said you was Israel, right? So God says he requires for you to keep the commandments. Are you going to keep the commandments? He just told you what to do on the Sabbath day. And he's telling you what to do on the Sabbath day.
Bring it up.
Let's continue to hear from the Lord. Read.
This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 10 and verse 31. And if the people of the land bring ware.
So the people of the land are the other nations. He said if the people of the land bring ware. What is ware? Do you know? Ware. Ware means clothing. What you wear. It's clothing. Read.
Or any victual.
You know what victuals are? Victuals? That's food. So if they bring any clothing or food, read.
On the Sabbath day.
On what day?
On the Sabbath day.
On what day?
On the Sabbath day.
Uh-huh.
To sell, that we would not buy of it.
So if they bring it all to sell, that we would do what?
We would not buy it.
We're not going to buy it. Why? First of all, if you're selling, you're working. If you're cooking something to eat, if you bring in food, you cook on the Sabbath day. Guess what? That's breaking the commandments of God.
Right.
So it's my understanding you brothers were on the way to Burger King, right? Right? So you were going to break how many commandments? Huh? Give me Romans 6 and 23.
Bring it
Give me
out.
Romans 6 and 23. Because guess what?
Wait, you can't go out to dinner on the Sabbath?
Hold on, go back to that. Hold that. Go back to that. Matter of fact, give me go to
Hold up, the Christian church is wrong?
sis. We're coming out of the words, coming out of the scriptures. I'm not gonna let you be in sin. Your head cover fell off. Go ahead, put your head cover on. All praises, because that's the kind of spirit that's the kind of spirit that's going to repent. Everybody else, you're going to be rebellious because you don't want to hear the laws of God.
That's right.
But hold that one. Give me Romans 6 and 23. Because guess what? Are you going to go and go to Denny's? Are you going to go to Burger King? Because what? You're going to do your own will? This is what's going to happen. Read. And guess what? We're just the prophets. We're just out here delivering the word. We're the messengers of God. All right? We're just out here to warn our people. Sis, are you paying attention? Are you listening? Read.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 6 and verse 23. For the wages of sin is death.
So the wages of sin is death. I don't think you heard it. Read it again.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 6 and verse 23. For the wages of sin is death.
The wages of sin is death. The earnings of sin is death. That's what you're going to get for committing sin. You're going to get death.
Right.
So give me Nehemiah 10 and 31 again for clarification for those who want to go to Denny's on the Sabbath day. Those who want to go to Burger King on the Sabbath day. Let's see. Read.
This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 10 and verse 31.
So this is the law. Read.
And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals,
So if they bring clothes or food, read.
on the Sabbath day
On the Sabbath day,
to sell, that we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath day.
read it again from the top.
And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day.
Sis, what is ware and victuals? I want the sister right here to answer it. The one who wants to go to Denny's. Okay, that's okay. That's okay, sis. So read it again.
And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals.
So ware is clothing. There you go. All praises. Ware is clothing. So, or victuals. You know what victuals is? Victuals is food. Victuals. If they bring ware or victuals, read goods. Read.
On the Sabbath day.
On the Sabbath day. So we're dealing with the laws of the Sabbath day. Read.
To sell, that we would not buy it.
That we would not buy. We the children of Israel will not buy it. Why? Because that's a sin and we transgress the laws of our God. You understand? So now, give me Proverbs chapter 28 and verse 9. Because guess what? Guess what? Are we gonna keep God's commandments? Are we gonna do what we want to do and earn death? Which is that's the wages of sin. Because doing what we want to do is sin. All right? Read that.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 28 and verse 9.
So listen up for those who want to go to Denny's and Burger King on the Sabbath day. Read.
He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law.
So he that do what?
Turneth his ear away from hearing the law.
So when the prophets are bringing out the laws of God and you turn your ear away from it like you don't, all right, well, I heard it, yeah, but I don't want to hear it. I'm gonna do me. I'm going to do what I want to do. But God ain't going to kill me. When you think like that, you turn your ear from the laws of God. Read.
Even his prayer Even his prayer,
So even your prayer is what?
shall be abomination.
That's right.
Shall be abomination. Whoso causes it.
So even your prayer is an abomination unto the Lord thy God when you turn your ear from hearing the law. So the prophets are teaching you in the law to save your soul, to save you, to bring to you, deliver to you the message of salvation, which is only for the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Now, your brothers understand that how to keep the Sabbath holy? Sisters, you understand how to keep the Sabbath holy? Sisters, my sisters understand how to keep the Sabbath holy. All right now. So all praises. So now you have to make a decision whether you're going to keep God's laws or the man's laws. You got a question, sis? Because churches are full of lies, sis. They don't teach you. Give me Nehemiah 8:8. They don't give you the sense on what the scriptures are saying. We're not out here teaching and preaching our own words, brother. Stephen. Brothers, keep the commandments. You know about the law of fringes? The law of fringes? Okay, so brother, we on social media. We on YouTube. We on Periscope. All right. We on Facebook. Huh? Okay, but keep watching us and get in contact with us. How old are you, bro? 16. So guess what? Give me real quick before you go, Exodus 23:2. Hey brother, what's your name again? Keandre, come here, bro. Come here. Because y'all brothers is young brothers and very impressionable, meaning that very influential. So the things that go on around you, you will be influenced by. So the things that they say is cool in school, cool on TV, cool in the world, you're going to be influenced by. But guess what? This world only promotes wickedness and sin.
That's right.
All right? But this is what the Bible says. Read.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 2.
Sisters, listen to the word. Read.
Thou shalt not follow the multitude to do evil.
Thou shalt do what?
Not follow the multitude to do evil.
God says you should not follow a multitude to do evil. Guess what? The multitude is doing evil. Buying and selling, cooking on the Sabbath day, working on the Sabbath day, gang banging on each other. You see what I'm saying? Doing drugs, getting drunk, all manner of evil, whoremongering. You understand that? So choose your friends wisely. Your friends should be those who are keeping the commandments of God.
That's right.
You understand that? Y'all brothers understand that. So read that one more time for the brothers.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 2. Thou shalt not follow the multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment.
So we should not follow a multitude to do evil. Everybody, sis, you asked a question. My sister, you asked a question. You said, so why does the churches teach that to go to church on Sunday? Read that again.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil.
God says don't follow a multitude to do evil. So what if they're teaching that the law to go to church on Sunday? God said, you know the law. You heard. Give me that again in Malachi 2:7. Do not follow a multitude to do evil. So if everybody flooding the gates of the church doors to go in there when those people are not doing God's words, guess what? You're supposed to be in the book enough to know to say, you know what? I know a righteous man when I see one. So this is how you're going to tell what a righteous man, what a real priest, a real pastor is according to the Bible. Read.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 2 and verse 7. For the priest's lips shall keep knowledge.
Hold on. Sister and brother in red, how y'all doing? Listen up. I see y'all come stop and hear the prophets. All praises to the Most High. Listen, this is how you're going to see, this is what you're supposed to hear from the priest, a pastor, a preacher. Read.
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
Read slow, brother. So from the priest's lips. So what come out of priest's lips should be what? Knowledge. Listen up. Brother Joshua, Soldier Joshua. Soldier, let the sister hear. Let the sister learn. Pay attention. From the priest's lips, read it again.
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
So the priest's lips is supposed to have knowledge. Are we talking about the knowledge of the world? No. We're talking about the knowledge of the Bible. Read.
And they should seek the law at his mouth.
And you're supposed to seek the law at the priest's mouth. That's what's supposed to be coming out of the priest's mouth, is the laws of God.
Right.
Not your own personal testimony.
Right.
The testimony of Christ is the only thing that matters, and he comes in the volume of the book. So we have to follow it from beginning to end. You understand that? So from the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth. Read that again.
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law.
The what?
The law.
The what?
The law.
The laws of God, the laws, statutes, and commandments of God. Read.
At his mouth.
This is what's supposed to be at the priest's mouth. So if they're not teaching the laws of God, guess what? They're not of God. Plain and simple. Give me Psalms 141.
94:16.
Oh, 94:16. Give me Psalms 94:16. Because God wants to know, he wants to know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to follow a multitude to do evil? What are you going to do? Read.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 94 and verse 16. Read. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
So God is asking the question, who's going to rise up against the evildoers? Who's going to rise up for me, God says, against the evildoers? Who's going to stand for righteousness? Who's going to rise up? You brothers going to rise up to be football players, basketball players for the men of this world, to entertain your oppressor? Is that what you're going to do? Are you going to rise up to join a gang to murder and hurt your people? Are you going to rise up to be pimps and players and whoremongering your sisters, the princesses and daughters of Sarah? Are you going to do that? Or are you going to rise up for God? Are you going to rise up for righteousness and marry them? Make them honorable. Make it honorable in the eyes of God. Show that your people have some level of wisdom. Read it again.
Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
Because our people up and down, they'll rise up for the sect, for the name of the hood. They'll rise up all day for that. Oh, we got to go put in work. Okay, let's go put in work.
Teach.
But God says, who's going to rise up for me? Who's going to rise up for me? Because at the end of the day, the wages of sin is death.
Right.
Nothing good is going to come about all that evil.
Right.
Nothing.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.